Hello, my name is Pharaoh Saunders of the Racial Justice Collaborative, and welcome to Celebrating Juneteenth, a holiday that celebrates de facto freedom for African Americans. Today, we'll explore Juneteenth's rich history and growing importance in African American and American culture broadly. The cultural importance of Juneteenth comes from the fact that though the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution granted de jure freedom for African Americans on April 8, 1864, at the time there were still Confederate holdouts in eastern Texas, which were finally defeated by Union forces on June 19th, 1865, and thus on that day, slavery was ended in totality in the United States. Introduction to Juneteenth. The news of the Emancipation Proclamation reached Galveston, Texas on June 19th, 1865, when Union troops read General Order Number 3 in several locations. The order informed the enslaved Black American people of Galveston and Texas broadly that they were free 2.5 years after President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863. Juneteenth, portmanteau or combination of words, June and 19th, also known as Jubilee Day, Emancipation Day, and Black Independence Day, is the name given to this day of liberation, and the oldest known celebration commemorating the end of slavery in totality in the United States. The story of Juneteenth. Juneteenth was initially celebrated by newly freed Black church communities in Texas in 1866. However, it would quickly spread across other similar communities in other southern states. Though this initially started as a kind of quiet church-centered holiday, by the time of the 1920s it would grow to include food, games, and other kinds of fun festivities. Participants of the Great Migration, when Black Americans moved out of the South where the population was densest, and into the North, Midwest, and West Coast, they brought these celebrations with them as they moved. By the 1960s, celebration of Juneteenth began to diminish because of the rise of the civil rights movement, which largely eclipsed the holiday. Juneteenth would begin to grow in popularity again, however, by the 1970s, with a greater emphasis on African American art this time around. Beginning with Texas by proclamation in 1938, and then later by legislation in 1979, every U.S. state and the District of Columbia would formally recognize the holiday in some way or another. In 2021, Juneteenth finally became a federally recognized holiday. Juneteenth is also celebrated by the Muskogos, a group of Black Seminoles, descendants of African Americans, who escaped slavery and sought refuge and intermarried into the Seminole Native American tribe in Florida. They later migrated into Coahuila, Mexico, in the mid-19th century. The Muskogos celebration of Juneteenth, known locally as Dia de los Negros, shows their strong connection to their Black American roots, even after living in a different country for so long. Yeah. Celebrating Juneteenth. Today, Juneteenth is celebrated nationwide and even across the southern border, with joyous parades, cookouts, music, and dance. It's a time for families and friends to come together, share stories, embrace the spirits of unity and freedom. Beginning in the 1970s, there was a great focus on African American art as a central pillar of Juneteenth. The Muskogos celebration of Juneteenth combines African American and Mexican cultural aspects. Education and reflection. Beyond the celebrations, Juneteenth is also a time for reflection and education. Workshops, lectures, and discussions that delve into the history and significance of this day acknowledge the legacy of slavery and its impact on American society. Education about Juneteenth for decades has primarily revolved around the celebration of African American culture. It provides an opportunity to honor the ancestors who endured and resisted slavery and those who fought for freedom and civil rights. Understanding past struggles can inspire us to work towards a more equitable future. Engaging in Juneteenth. Truly engaging in Juneteenth means embracing its spirits of unity and empowerment. Attend local events, support Black-owned businesses, and actively participate in educational initiatives that foster understanding and change. Recognizing and celebrating Juneteenth within an organization and communities can help create a more inclusive and welcoming space. It signals a commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and demonstrates a respect for histories and cultures of all community members. Juneteenth celebrates freedom, resilience, and unity, culturally in a form that all Americans can embrace. Celebrating Juneteenth and engaging in meaningful dialogue can build a more inclusive society where freedom can truly reign for all. Thank you. I have been Pharaoh Saunders with the Racial Justice Collaborative, and thank you for celebrating Juneteenth 2024 with us.